everyone, and welcome to Over the Line, the second round of the FIA World Touring Car Championship here in Marrakesh. And the idea of this program is to grill the drivers about all that on-track action that we have had today. And it has been a fantastic day's worth of racing. It's been Citroën who have been the class of the field. Race 1, Pachito Lopez from pole to the flag, but really hassled by Marquin Ha in the second of the Citroëns. Pachito extending his lead in the championship. Race 2, two French legends of the sport dueling. Muller versus Loeb. Muller prevailing to take his first win of the year. But there was plenty of action outside of the front battle, and we have Tom Coronel and Mehdi Banani, local man, here with us. Mehdi, thank you for joining us for the second programme in succession. Tom, really nice to have you here, and we're going to kick off with about the only action that we saw in race 1, a crash with your teammate. Never a good thing.
No, well, not at all. I don't call it a Mara crash because I have no success here. Yeah, it was just an unlucky thing. I just turned in the chicane and he just hit me, and he came from far behind. Well,
let's have a look at the replay we have here. We also have sound from you, Tom. So here's the outside view. What's he doing?
Well, he completely outbraked himself. He tried to brake later than was possible with the car, and he just hit me. He was something like 25 meters behind me, and that was it. Okay, directly was my steering rack broken.
Thank you very much.
You have a very good reaction.
Chilton. He hit me very hard.
Well, that you say ow almost instantly that he hits the steering wheel.
Yeah, it's quite easy because you know what's happening. I saw him next to Kozlowski, which was already something like 20 meters behind me, so I didn't even expect him on my side. Otherwise, probably I could have opened the steering wheel. But he just came out of nothing. I just spoke with him and he said, "I'm very sorry, Tom. I just outbraked myself. It was completely my mistake." I said, "But hey, you have to be responsible what you're doing out there. You know, it's not an easy thing. I didn't finish one race in Argentina, and it seems like here in Marrakesh it's also not possible."
Yeah, well, you spoke to him, and so did our intrepid reporter down in the pits, Alex Legui. Here's his excuse for her.
Well, with Budapest looming, Tom Coronel will not be happy with the result. From your opinion, Chile, what happened?
I made a massive mistake. Sorry, Tommy. I locked up initially on the brakes, and I had nowhere to go. There's no grass here to turn left or right. You can only go straight here because of the walls, and sadly, I got my teammates. So very unfortunate and very sorry.
I heard over comms that you went over, you tried to hug him, but he was not so keen on hugging you.
Yeah, for a split second we weren't best mates. Tommy's always happy and he wasn't so happy then.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah,
well,
there you go.
You know, always happy. To be honest, I don't feel happy at all.
No, because Roel did a fantastic job for you to get you back out for race 2. P2, like you were last year. Last year it was Mehdi, this year someone else.
Yeah, it's an unlucky thing here. The walls are close. This one was Chilton. You know, at least he's honest. I don't like drivers who are trying to find excuses, and this is the good thing. He knew what he was doing. He made a mistake. I'm sorry, you know, directly on the back, tail between the legs, and walk away.
Let's have a look at the start of race 2. We can get the replay from quite early on, so we can see you've actually let Thiago down the inside of you. You didn't close the door, but then contact from behind.
Yeah, it was quite logical. Michelitz kept on pushing. He hit me once, twice, and he just kept on pushing. That was the reason why I went to the right. He hit me on the side. I hit Thiago once, and then he just kept on pushing me, so I couldn't do anything.
God damn it! Michelitz! Why you hit me?
And I think that illustrates the point, the frustration you had today.
Well, this is easy, you know. At least I know who's around me. You know, I know what's happening, and yeah, then you just start to react directly. I mean, this is naturally, this is me. It's normal. I even expected Michelitz here, so then we could maybe do some karate lessons.
Norby is normally a pretty clean driver. He's normally a really nice guy. He doesn't make many mistakes. Well, let's hear what he has to say. Let's hear what he has to say.
Norby, what happened at the start of race 2 with Tom?
I had a good start. I realized just before braking that we are many people, many cars just very close around each other. And unfortunately, there was a hit between me and Tom. I was very sorry for him because just after the first hit, he lost the balance. He went a little bit sideways, and I guess it was the end of his race. I'm really, really, really sorry for him because he's a good buddy of mine, and of course, he's one of the last guys I want to ruin the race. Yeah, so that's it. I'm sorry, but there was not much I can do.
A little later on, towards the end of the race, you overtook Mehdi Banani. How satisfying was that?
Yeah, that was quite satisfying, but I also saw that he had an action-packed race. So I don't know if his car was damaged or not, but the movements were quite strange. So yeah, I tried to look for my chances. Fortunately, I could pass him under one braking. So, and after that, yeah, I was happy with the result.
Thanks, Norby.
So, Tom, I see you've got the microphone. You want to respond to Norby?
Well, you know, it's Norby is also an honest guy. He's normally a clean driver. He just made a mistake, but now I have to solve his mistake. So we've got a lot of trouble. Big damage with the car. Next week we have testing at the Nordschleife Nürburgring. I don't know if I can make it, and of course I have to pay the bill myself. So you know, it's nice to hear excuses from the drivers, but I cannot do anything with this at the moment. He's a good guy, but I don't know what to say.
Well, as we go through this year, I'm going to be writing a little book of excuses, a little Bob's book of BS, and we'll present it to your drivers at the end of the year with all these excuses and I'm sorries. And there's been a lot of I'm sorries. Give the microphone to Mehdi because he's been sitting there very patiently. Mehdi, let's go from backwards to the start. So at the end of race 2, you were really limping home, and Norby was quite happy to pass you by the sounds of things.
Yes, for sure. After both crashes with Valente, the car was totally destroyed at the end. So I have no tires. When I brake, the car go directly to the right side. So it was very big risk to do the last lap. But at the end, I want to finish, to cross the line because I know that I was in the top 10. So I want to score points. But it's like this. We need to fight a lot, and the race is like this. With the 2 crashes, I think it was not. We are in the World Championship, so we are doing a championship. So there are 12 races. If you do something clean with me, I will do. But if not, you know, it's every time you take a note somewhere. But it was not nice. It was not nice.
So you are now talking about Hugo Volant and the crashes that you had with Hugo. That's you taking the checkered flag from race 2 in front of your home crowd, and they were really, really happy to see you so successful in race 1 especially. Let's hear from Hugo Volant about what he has to say about the accidents, 2 accidents in 1 race.
Hugo, race 2, in your opinion, should Banani have slowed?
I think he was a bit too optimistic, to be honest. He was coming from far behind, and even if we didn't touch, he was never going to make it through the corner. Like, there was no way he was going to make it through that tight corner. So at the end of the day, he would have had to let me pass, but it's a shame we touched twice. I mean, the second one was worse than the first one, because the first one, I think he just outbrake himself and came back to the right, and I had the wall on the right, so I couldn't go anywhere, and I ended up touching in the rear of his car. But it's a shame because I think he's fast. He's really fast, and he's got a fast car now. But we saw in Argentina and today that he needs more composure and more patience, I think, maybe when he goes to overtake.
Being very diplomatic, Hugo, you've had some extraordinarily bad luck over the last few races. You now have another crashed car.
Yeah, another crashed car, but this is just minor damage compared to what we had recently. I mean, it will be fine. It will be fine for the next race. I'm happy with P5 today. It was a long race. It was a tough race, as you saw. I was pretty sure I was never going to finish it because I had some damage on the car towards the end of the race. But happy to finish it because the first one I stole at the start like a beginner. So yeah, happy to finish the second race in 5th.
Thank you, Hugo.
So Mehdi, as a beginner, Hugo Volant stalled in race 1, and he's criticising you for not having any composure in race 2. I mean, come on.
We're gonna do something very original. I think this is my first one.
Did you come across him too much?
this one, I think when he saw me inside, I think, Tom, what do you think about this? You can do easy to crash me and to put me on the wall like this when I am.
For me, it's easy. You were in front, so you have to give up. So it was not a handy thing.
You can do the same, just it's only question for you, Tom.
This doesn't happen to me.
Exactly.
And again, 2 crashes in 1 race.
Yeah, for sure.
Down
the second one, I am already in, and I saw him coming to the line, like I am not here. So, look.
You clearly have a clear track in front of you, don't you? Maybe we've got the wrong person in the studio to grill, because actually it really does look like you were innocent in both of those parties and had a completely destroyed car by the end.
Yes.
To me, I mean, if you see it from experience side of view, they're both wild drivers. I mean, you and Hugo as well. You take your opportunities, and Hugo is, I think, the most optimistic one I know in the field. He knew you were fighting, and he saw you side by side, so you know you lost, and he just steered in. So to me, Hugo, you took the chance to lose it yourself, and he won it. So he did clever, but still. I think he doesn't have to pay his bills, because every race he has a lot of damages.
He has had a lot of damages over the last couple of races. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. Thank you for both of your opinions. It's been great to have you here. And only 2 weeks to go before the next round in Budapest, and they're going testing in the Nordschleife in between. So a very busy period for the World Touring Car drivers. Thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.